TV umpire to director, we have a player review. Can we rock and roll, please?
Hello and welcome to the Go Test episode of Bits and Pieces, the friendliest cricket podcast. Now, why is this the GOAT of all Bits and Pieces episodes? Well, this is episode 110, which makes it one short of a Nelson. When the score ticks around to 110, it's around now that the late umpire David Shepherd would start fidgeting in his boots, getting ready to stand on one single foot. If a shepherd is involved, the GOAT can't be far away. With that sacrificial lamb of a pod intro out of the way, I'm going to jump right in and introduce our podcasting friends for the day, starting with the head of the Bits and Pieces Selection Committee, a man who has plenty to answer for today. His name is Varun Murli. Welcome, Vamu. Please tell us your favorite cricketing superstition.
So my favorite cricketing superstition, and this is kind of been an imprint when growing up, was watching Krishnamachari Shrikant bat actually. Like after every ball, like he used to look up and like continuously sniffle for a period of time when I was very naive and just like I'm in early teens and stuff like that. For a brief period of time, I thought he was like sniffling coke or something after every ball. Like I just couldn't get like how he had like sniffles all the time basically. So very something very funny and it's something even when I started batting like in school cricket, I used to do for a brief period of time just for like, the heck of it. So yeah, that was a very interesting one for me.
Very
Hey,
good. Picking
Vamu, how
your.
old are you, ra? You watched Krishnamachari Shrikant live, ah?
Nah, that was when like must have been 6 or 7 or something like that. Yeah.
But you knew about meth and cocaine back then?
Exactly.
Yes,
That is the
I
key.
did.
Interesting circles you keep, man.
What is also interesting with Shrikant is, but he is the fellow actually doesn't drink at all. So it is one of those things. Yeah, Vamu, well done. Welcome to the podcast. I'm now going to go on and introduce our traveling people and culture expert, which is Choppy Chopper Nose, who made a quick trip to the UAE over last week to share some stern words with the ICC, we believe, or to check on the Bazballing English team camping at Abu Dhabi, and to ensure arrangements are solid for the last leg of the ILT20. Chops, how has your trip been, and what's your favorite cricketing superstition?
Yeah, the high point of my trip was obviously meeting the great Nitins himself at his home turf now, adopted home turf. So yeah, that was great. Favorite cricketing superstition, I would say it's probably uh, the red rag that has become famous with three cricketers adopting it. Mohinder Amarnath was the first one, and then Steve Waugh did it. And then I remember, I don't know if he still does it or not, or maybe he has restarted doing it in the last test. But Shubman Gill, when India won the Under 19 World Cup, had the same superstition of a red rag, a red handkerchief. And maybe he has let go of it in recent times, which is why the barren run of form. But yeah, I think it's fascinating how one color and one piece of clothing unites three cricketers from three different generations altogether.
I'm surprised you left out the fourth cricketer. There was one person in between Steve Waugh and Shubman Gill, who, in fact, these three players you mentioned all used different rags of red. Mohinder Amarnath, Shubman Gill, and Steve Waugh. But there was one player in between these three who actually used one of the rags which one of these three only used. And I'm surprised you didn't mention Marlon Samuels. So no, this is real. So when in his
Yeah.
debut series in 2000 or 2001, when West Indies went to Australia, and West
Yeah.
Indies, as usual, got destroyed by Australia back then. Actually, not as usual. They're not getting destroyed anymore, must be said. But if you remember in that series, West Indies were pathetic. I think Lara scored one double hundred in Adelaide, but other than that, the only people scoring runs were Marlon Samuels in the lower middle order and Ridley Jacobs. And Steve Waugh was very impressed with Marlon Samuels that he gave him his red handkerchief. And
Wow.
nobody knew about this until the next year the West Indies toured India for a 7-match one-day series where some very, very high astronomical scores were hit. And in that 7th ODI, Marlon Samuels scores a match-winning century of about 75 balls. And when he scores his 100, he takes out this kerchief and he actually drops it on the turf. It's like a classic mic drop, kerchief drop moment from Samuels.
Nice. No
Super Gill, of
wonder
course, I think, has-
later.
Yeah.
No wonder later Shane Warne and Marlon Samuels had that great fight. I mean, it just
Some-
follows logically now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's fair to say Shane Warne wasn't the first person to show a red rag to Marlon Samuels. But
Yeah.
yeah. I think Gale cut
Yeah,
off.
I think
Gale Burrow. Yeah, go on.
I think if Tony had been around, he would have said like 2013 Rajasthan Royals white towel would have been his favorite superstition.
Well,
Yeah.
yes. Cut from the same cloth, as they say. Anyway, welcome, Chops. Thanks for that wonderful story, the wonderful superstition that you brought to the table. Next up, lastly, it is Max Da Vinci, also known as Mayur, who dials in from Detroit. He's the regional manager of the Bits and Pieces Americas branch and will be in charge of delivering us a flawless ICC T20 Cricket World Cup this year in the West Indies and USA, where we believe pitches are coming in from Australia. And as reported in an earlier episode, these pitches are going to be placed on turntables in the middle of grounds that, as of now, have not yet been built. So no pressure, Max. You're going to be delivering a great World Cup for all of us. We look forward to it. But before that, please tell us your favorite cricketing superstition.
So mine's a personal one rather than a cricketer one. Is that I take or check guard every time I'm on crease. So when I first come out of bat, I'll take guard, and then let's say I take a single, go to the other side. When I come back, I always check guard again. For some reason, when I've gotten out, and so it's a mental thing now. If I don't do it, I think I'll get out. So whenever I come back, I always check guard. And some of the umpires get pissed off, saying, "Mia, abhi to puche na tum." And then like, no, just checking. But I just have to do that. And then another one is if I face too many dot balls, or if I'm hitting straight to the fielder or something like that, then I'll drop the bat and I'll redo my grip again, because you generally have the V grip, right? So maybe the V is off, and so I'll again align my thumb to the second vein of the bat, and then do my grip, and then okay, let's go again. So that's how I break.
Oh my God, Max, no wonder ICC is so strict about overrates. I think they have seen people like you and they're like, if we let this go unchecked even at lower levels of cricket, it can prove very detrimental to the sport. What is this? Do games ever end on time in your part of the world with you batting like this?
Yeah, it's fine. Because in our level, at least 20 minutes is set up for fights, right? So it eats up into that fights time.
Fights.
And Max, do you also
Nice.
mark guard using bails just to piss off people even more?
No, man, no, don't do that. So the thing, so we play on 3 different surfaces, right? In winter we play on soccer fields, so it's AstroTurf. So you can't mark guard on that. You cannot hit something onto that. So it's just sliding your bat back and forth on it. I mean, we use the bail to kind of scratch the turf, and then in summer it's mat. So then you have a chalk, and then the recreational league is on baseball grounds. There, if you start knocking, then it'll just make puff of dust will just be everywhere. So that also, but we still end up using the bail to kind of draw the line, because people are superstitious. Because we have team bats, right? Like, no, bat se line nahi marne ka. So then we have to use bails to kind of mark the lines.
So that is the origin story for why Chandrapal and Kairan Pollard, all these West Indians only basically use the bail, right? It makes sense. It's a poor cricketing board. People are sharing bats, and you're not allowed to scratch the bat on the ground. Amazing. Welcome. In fact,
but I think Jonathan Trott also used to do that. I think he used to take guard every time he was on the crease, and I think Graeme Smith or someone got pissed off because he deliberately made it a point to start taking the guard when the bowler was almost ready to bowl, and that ate into the over rates for the opposition team. So yeah, Jonathan Trott is one name I remember who used to do that all the time.
There is one guy in our league, and that guy we've gone into maximum fights. We even got complaints with that guy. Like, mine is not that bad actually. He has some chain, okay, and before every ball he has to kiss the chain. Like before he faces a ball, he has to kiss the chain. So you just hit a 4, and kiss the chain. Take a single, kiss the chain. And it's not like he will kiss the chain like and then be ready to bat. He will start tapping and then kiss the chain and then look up again. And so the umpire is flummoxed, the bowler is flummoxed because sometimes the ball will be mid run up and this guy is looking down. So the bowler is like, okay, maybe I should stop. So yeah, that guy just caused a lot of fights. And they had to report him to the committee and all that, saying, this kiss chain thing is kind of it's like, oh no, this is a religious thing, it's like some Venkateshwara or something was on his chain. It's like, no, you cannot stop this. And also it was an interesting annual, captain's meet that year.
It is this kind of bad behavior that results in a chain reaction that leads to test matches not ending on time. So, yeah. Good that they
it's actually
down.
my lord reaction. Since Max is telling us it's the my lord reaction. Venkateshwara is my lord.
Supremely well played.
That dear listener is a pun on my lord reaction, which is of course from a different podcast. If you're interested in food, etc. Max, do you have a food podcast? No, you don't. You have a chai time podcast, but that's not about food, is it?
We do. One thing is Bhaskar and I have gotten too busy these days, so we need to revive that again.
Oh, so there is a food podcast. What is it called?
It is called. It's called the Nerd Kitchen.
Yes. No, funny thing is that Max mentioned taking guard every ball because if you guys had thrown it back to me and asked me about my favorite cricketing superstition, the thing that I find most funny is batsmen actually taking guard, because I've never played cricket at a serious enough level where taking guard is going to make any difference to your fortunes. And yet the people that I play cricket with are always taking guard. And I'm like, what exactly why are you scratching up the pitch? Is this line going to help you in any way? That bowler is barely going to, if that bowler gets one ball in line with stumps, it's probably out of luck. And you are scratching some guard and anyway you're going to swing wildly. So for what joy are you doing? And meanwhile the umpire will no ball the bowler because bowler did not give his guard, which is right arm over. For the last 5 years I've been bowling right arm over. This ball I didn't give guard, you're no bowling. Oh, cricket. Lovely cricket.
So every ball you have to say that, huh?
No, you have to kiss your chain first.
But seriously, what is the genesis of this? Because there have been some fights as well in our thing, and before the league actually had to send an email out saying that this is not required.
Or do you just fight?
You get 25 people in a vicinity. There are going to be fights with or without alcohol, and if it's a beer league, then it's going to be even more. But here's the thing, right? So you have to give guard. Apparently, some people are still of the belief you have to, as a bowler, you have to tell guard before you start the over, which is fine. But if you take a wicket, you're supposed to again go and tell. So like, dot wicket. For the fourth ball, you are supposed to tell guard. Otherwise, the batsman may not know because he was not seeing it, right? He was in a black box all this while. He did not know what you were bowling. Yeah. So the incoming batsman may not know. And so then this became a huge thing. And then they said, okay, you know what? It is the umpire's job. The umpire doesn't ask. It is his problem. The batsman wants to know guard. Batsman has to ask the umpire. If umpire has to ask the bowler, it's not the bowler's responsibility to tell the umpire.
Actually, I know we have not yet started the podcast, but this is interesting. So we should continue down this thread. Where did this entire guard business begin? Because when you watch international cricket, there is this guard communication is not happening between bowler or umpire or batsman or new batsman. Definitely,
it happens.
No, it happens. Right?
It happens.
Bowler coming right arm, 6 to go. Right? They say that.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah, but the bowler doesn't tell the umpire every time a wicket falls, right? The umpire tells whatever he wants to the batsman.
The wicket falls thing doesn't exist. The wicket fall thing is some arbitrary, some uncle has started and decided to propagate it, and everyone just thinks that this is what is supposed to be. It's like religion, right? Forward. You tell a lie 1,000 times, it becomes a religion. So that's the whole thing.
Same as spitting on a ball, because
so Nitin Sundar, 21.1.1 of the MCC rule states umpire shall ascertain whether the bowler intends to bowl right-handed or left-handed over or round the wicket and shall so inform the striker. It is unfair if the bowler fails to notify the umpire of a change in his or her mode of delivery. In this case, the umpire shall call and signal no ball.
No, change makes sense.
No, but it is...
No, but it's the umpire's rule. Also. It's the umpire's job to let the batsman know that, what the bowler is coming.
But only if the bowler is changing, right? But anyway.
No. So what happens is, at the start of the spell, the bowler is supposed to say it, like for example, someone who does both right arm and, over the wicket and round the wicket. And especially if like there's a left-hander and a right-hander batting at the same time. That time, this communication is quite frequent. Now, if two right-handers are batting and Mitch Stark is going to go, over the wicket for him as he's a left-hander, then he doesn't like say it before the start of every over. It's known that he's going to do that. Only if he changes, he has to say. I don't think umpires or anyone else is that anal about it. But yeah, obviously, if you change it, then you have to, because the other batter has to move to the other side. So yeah.
Amazing. Thanks, Tops.
Since
Glad that
this
you
is
got
still
all this clarified during your Dubai trip.
since this is still going on, I don't know if this makes it to the pod or not. I'll tell you one more variation of this guard thing.
This is the
So,
part. God, yeah.
so there, it was ascertained that the umpire has to ask the bowler and let the batsman know. So whenever happens, umpire asks the bowler and says, okay, and it says, right arm over, 6 balls to go, right arm over, 4 balls to go, whatever, at the start of the batsman's innings and all that. At the start of the over also, he kind of tells. So one time what happened is, this slowly amalgamated into asking not just right arm over, 6 balls to go, but also what kind of bowling. So right arm over fast, right arm over spin, right? It became, that also got added. So some guys used to come and then they'll like take guard and then they'll say like this or like this. They'll ask the umpire and the umpire would ask and tell. So this guy bowls. So he comes and says what? And he says, so umpire, okay, right arm off spin and 6 balls to go. The guy comes, but he bowls leg break. This guy gets out. He starts fighting with the umpire. So you said right arm off spin. Why is it turning away?
Distilling cricket to its very essence. Like every ball, you have to tell what variation you're going to bowl also. Now, Wasim Akram
Imagine
can actually give
Ashna
6
coming and
different-
bowling this.
Hey, now
right arm carom ball, right arm drifter.
on this, Ash and Harsha and Keepy would have had a fight because as per
switch hit
Harsha,
based.
switch hit based fight they would have had. Yeah.
So imagine the bowler has to give his guard before every ball. So right arm, Chinaman, wrist break, whatever. The batsman has to process this information, bend down, kiss his stain, then look up and give his guard before he plays a switch hit, jumps across and swings it. Like, amazing that any cricket.
And if
actually
he
happens.
if he hits a boundary, he has to take out his red handkerchief and like drop it on the pitch. The circle is complete. But
Amazing.
the funniest thing is, like a few days ago, we were discussing this on the group and it randomly popped up. Till that day, I never used the term guard for bowler. For us, it was always side. Which side are you going to use? Over the wicket or round the wicket?
Got it.
No, and
So,
we still do, right? So when we're going back, we say side change. Right? When we're walking back to the
side
thing, we say side change and the umpire just says right arm around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but these guys call it guard.
These guys. Who are these guys?
Who are these guys?
These guys.
I think PDP said in like Tamil Nadu local cricket, they say guard and not side.
So Tamil Nadu people become these guys for you, huh? Huh? Chops? Note
What
that
to
this
do, huh?
entire panel is Tamil Nadu, huh? We will come and find you. Anyway. All right. On that note, after having invoked the blessings of superstitious gods who run the game, we shall dive into what has been a week full of non-cricketing action. So we'll start off with selection committee shenanigans. And Varun Murli, please explain to us the amazing selection of squad for the third test of India versus England. The key highlight being that Shreyas Iyer has mysteriously disappeared from the squad without any update as to whether he's been dropped, he's injured, or whatever. Please take it away.
And
Varun.
what parts of the body are injured, if there are any?
First of all, Shreyas Iyer owes no explanation to anybody. He has every right to say that he is injured, not injured, whatever. But like on
No,
a
but he did
serious
not.
note,
But he
I
did not.
kind
He did not tell anything. So nobody told anything. The only updates have come from Mufabro, as far as I know, who has speculated or confirmed that there is an injury, but nothing from selectors and anybody
no,
else.
I think it's been weird in this saga. Crickbuzz has always been reporting Shreyas as an injury, and Cricinfo has gone that extra mile to report that Shreyas doesn't have an injury and he has been dropped. So it's been kind of funny between those two publications. But honestly, like if he was available, seeing the rest of the squad, I felt a bit sorry for him because he was pretty much the only guy who was let go. But like you can't complain. I wanted this to happen after the South Africa tour, to be honest. The way he batted was like quite like, I mean, it was quite amateurish there. India, unfortunately, I don't think are at a stage where they can like field separate batsmen for home tours and away tours. I think they need
Hmm.
to like develop batsmen for like all conditions. So Shreyas unfortunately doesn't fit the bill. Having said that, I don't think he's batted that badly against spin this series. But yeah, I mean, you have to move to the next option now.
Has there ever been a batsman who has been a home match specialist or an away match specialist? I think Hanuma Vihari used to be a kind of a quasi
Way
away
match.
specialist, right? Yeah, because he didn't get to
Not
play
by,
much at home. Yeah.
yeah. No, I think with Shreyas, what Cricinfo reported is that like a couple of days after the test or like last day of the Vizag test, he reported some spasms, um some part of the body, and he was then ruled fit to play, and then he was not selected, which means he's been dropped. So yeah, I don't know what's the sequence there, and it's also unfortunate that with the bad run of form that he's been in, four innings, no big runs, while everyone else has got some big runs. This top start nature of cricket for him is not going to hold him in good stead. Of course, there have been, I guess, rumors in bad faith that he's trying to keep himself fit for the IPL. I mean, it'll be a sad day when that becomes a reality. But yeah, I think his time in the test squad is probably up. There are lots of other contenders, as Vamu pointed out.
Okay, so
Max.
this is a major FIFO violation. My last couple of days have been crazy in the sports, in physical sports department, not viewing any.
Not in kissing necklaces, but yeah, go on.
But wait, I read in Indian Express that groin, lower back, and all that, which was the same story that ruled him out of the the BG doing that he picked up during the BGT, right? So I thought it was genuine. Now suddenly it is like nahi nahi affa hai, drop
So
kar
I
diya
will
kya?
so I will give you the full update for listeners as well. This is and this might be completely wrong, but this is my understanding. The BCCI has not the selector slash the board slash the coach or the captain or Shreyas Iyer himself have not given any indication of a fitness issue or an injury with Shreyas Iyer, right? There have been news reports which have emerged, starting, of course, like I mentioned, with the paragons of cricket news these days, which is Mufa Bro and Johns Bro, who put out that Shreyas Iyer was injured according to reports. And then these articles started cropping up in multiple publications that Shreyas Iyer apparently had a groin problem or some kind of hip problem, something, right, which is a recurrence of an old injury. Still no official communication. In fact, immediately after the test match, Rahul Dravid was asked about not Shreyas Iyer, he was asked about Virat Kohli's presence for the rest of the series. And Dravid was like, and they even asked him about whether Ishan Kishan will be considered for the next test because KS Bharat's place has not looked very stable, etc. Dravid flat batted those questions with a simple see, this is not the time to ask those questions. There will be a selection in the next few days, and the selectors are best placed to give you updates on who is being picked and who is not being picked. So we were actually hoping that based on what Dravid said, maybe Ajit Agarkar will come and give some kind of an update this time around. But the only update was on Kohli himself, and again, that update was a non-update for the right reasons. I don't think anybody deserves or requires an explanation as to why Kohli is not available. But they said Kohli is not available and that the team is standing by him. There has been no official update on Shreyas Iyer's state or condition, right? And hence, this is not the first time this happened. There have been other recent examples of players being not really dropped, not exactly injured, but being sort of let go. And there can be a couple of theories at play here. One, of course, is which is also currently being attributed to Ishan Kishan, that players are trying to preserve themselves in the lead up to the IPL so that they don't get injured and miss out on the opportunity to do well in the IPL. This now is unfortunately being tagged to both Kishan and Shreyas Iyer. The other logic, and Chops is really enjoying this explanation. The other the other logic that is now doing the rounds is that actually a lot of these calls are being made with the IPL in mind, but from a different angle, because IPL franchises don't want to see their marquee players being dropped from the Indian team for the basis of form, etc., because that then eventually reflects poorly on the brand value of that team and of that player, and whatever, the star power of the player takes a beating. So even if these players are being dropped, they are not really being dropped, they're being eased out of the squad with pretenses of other reasons or excuses being given, right? Uh, Unfortunately, we don't have an answer. We can only speculate because nobody in the BCCI or selectors have given a clear idea of why Shreyas Iyer has been left out. Anyway, my question was not about whether he
Mm.
should be left out or not. Who cares?
So here
It
is
is
what
about the
here's what the Cricinfo line is. ESPN Cricinfo learned that Iyer had experienced back spasms a day or two after the second test, but was cleared for selection. That's the Cricinfo line.
yeah. It's which
I
is
think
fine.
I
Yeah.
think since Agarkar got like selected as the chairman of selection committee, I think he gave like one press conference, right, to explain selection and all that. And I think after that, like BCCI's paid Zoom account got expired maybe. So then they decided like they'll stop doing like press conferences altogether. So and that's what has happened.
By the
After
way,
that, no
But
explanations. What
we have 1 minute and 30 seconds. I think BCCI was using our paid account only. Oh, that is also expired, sadly. Please look into this, Chops. Yeah.
yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, I think the only press conference he did was actually offline. So I don't know how much of the Zoom was to blame there.
I was going to joke when you were talking that BNP can help BCCI with their paid Zoom account, and then our Zoom connections.
That is right. Chief Selector Vamu is basically playing the role of Ajit Agarkar. He has to explain these weird behaviors to us. Instead, he is like, he is bowling no balls. What is this? Vamu, please tell us what is the deal with Shreyas Iyer? Why is the BCCI not being transparent? Or, as some people have suggested on Twitter, does the BCCI not owe an explanation to its useless fans, the rabid fans like us? Do we not? Does the nation not deserve to know? Tell Raya.
they what?
He is going to save the explanation for another date.
Okay, all right. So the other player who got kind of sidelined without any sort of explanation was Avesh Khan, who also did not play the first two matches. But he was in the squad for both the test matches, right?
Yeah,
And
he
now
was
he's
in the stands.
He was released for one of the matches to play for MP. But now he's been released so late that he's going to miss one of the MP Ranji matches, is what I know.
But tell me, no, like, what do you think about my theory that the BCCI is basically pussyfooting around dropping star players? They don't want to be seen to be dropping a player because players are the biggest brands in Indian cricket. So even if they have to be dropped, they are just dropping them without saying that they've been dropped. And I think this is the same thing that happened with Kohli and Rohit and KL Rahul in T20 cricket. They were never dropped, right, for a while, but they were not selected either. Though now they've come back, which is a different matter altogether. But yeah.
No, but
I don't.
I think Nitin, I mean this used to be the case, but during this when we toured South Africa, if I recall correctly, during the T20 games or the ODIs, like Dravid did come out and say that Shreyas has been left out because he said that like we have a number of good batsmen and like there are only so many batsmen that you can play, etc., etc. So he did say. So yeah, I mean, look, I think I expect to get clarity once before the test match starts. There will be those press conferences where hopefully somebody will ask these questions and not just ask questions about like what do you think about baseball, what do you think about England going to Dubai and stuff like that. But yeah, I expect that. But like this is standard fare from the BCCI, right? I mean, this is how it has been for the last 10 years. Like no clarity around selections and just like the whole like social media world and sources can speculate about what has happened to X player basically. I think this is just standard fare in my view.
Choppy.
Yeah, I think it's if it's a real thing. I mean, it's very sad, but I mean, I would like to believe it's not yet real. Although I do think that more credibility for this theory comes from the scenario of how Hardik got elevated to the T20 captaincy of India first and then Mumbai Indians. So I don't know if that was like a ploy all along. And I'm just like thinking of this on the fly, given what you've mentioned just now about this theory. So I don't know, man. This could well be true, and it's given that this is also a T20 World Cup year. Uh, I think any of those things could be true, because one is obviously the franchisees not wanting to have their star players dropped, but it's also about them wanting their star players to then go to the IPL and like get a chance in the 11, which are both out of the equation if fitness becomes a concern. So I mean, I don't know. It's sad if that's already happening behind the scenes, and we are caught unawares. And I'm definitely not in the camp that's going to give them the benefit of doubt and say that they are beyond all explanation. It goes right back to all the legal stuff that BCCI faced for a long time, and some of the decisions back then also were of some similar non-transparent nature. So yeah, I mean, it's quite possible in India that this is happening.
Excellent.
Yeah, I
let's
think the
go-
other theory is like KL Rahul also, right? I mean, he wasn't picked in the T20 sides, right? I mean, even when Rohit and Kohli were picked, and he was fit at that point in time. So again, like captain of a frontline franchise, not getting picked.
if calling Lucknow Super Giants frontline and all is a bit of a stretch, but yeah.
They have been like they have been the most consistent franchise after GT, right? Like last 2 years they've made it to the
If you only have two
playoffs and
years
stuff.
to perform, then yeah, you will. The
Yeah,
two teams
grand
you picked
sample
are the
size
teams
of
that
2
played
years,
only for
2
2 years.
seasons.
But they've only been
Abu,
around for 2 seasons, no?
Yeah.
that only died.
Yep, that only we saying.
Okay. Yeah, Max, do you have anything to add?
No, thanks to Vamu going on this long thing, I was able to go read up and catch up on some information that is available on the interwebs. So, so between Sarfu and Patidar, one of them is going to play, I guess, right? If Shreyas KL walks in, but it says KL is also subject to fitness, which means both Sarfu and Patidar can also play. And then
Correct.
Akash Deep has been picked up, right? Because I think I was watching the scorecard of the Lions game. I think in the one of the games he picked up 4 wickets or something like that. So he is there. But yeah, already everyone is talking about Washi coming in and having one spinner, one fast bowler. Now you have Jasprit, Siraj, Mukesh, and Akash Deep. So you have technically more fast bowling options and spin options, because I'm not counting Washi.
Yeah.
Because he
No,
doesn't
but
spin the ball.
Exactly.
but there was some some report that Siraj is definitely going to be playing the next test.
And Bumrah is going to be rested.
But not for the next test. He's going to be rested in the Ranchi test match, apparently. But he's going to play the Rajkot test match. If India were 2-0 up, I suspect Bumrah would have rested this test. But, well, they're not.
Do you guys
Nice.
have any idea as to on what basis Washington Sundar continues to get picked in the Indian Test squad?
Uh,
Chulta hai Gaba ka gamand.
Correct. I think the promise of Gaba it's a promissory note that has not yet been encashed completely. So yeah.
Also, he played the Chennai test, right? Last time England was here, I think
Yeah,
he scored
yeah.
90 or something in the second
And
innings.
yeah,
He
he
scored
got dropped
90.
after that. He
Scored
did.
90.
He
Wow,
scored.
in a test match.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, okay.
The Test match we lost in Chennai,
Yeah, the
basically.
first test that we lost, Roots 200. I think he
He
scored a
half
90
scored.
or something in the second innings.
Oh, second. Okay.
That's when his dad came and said like I'm not happy and stuff like that, right? He didn't score 100 and all
Pent
that.
up.
That's when that happened. But like it's just continues to be like a weird selection for me. He's done hardly anything of note in domestic cricket, like, and across formats he continues to be picked on potential. So, and it's been quite a long period of time. They've been like giving him the benefit of doubt.
So he's there in the squad as the fifth option, right? Fifth spinning option. So who do you think should be the fifth spinning option? Saurabh, Kumar, is it?
No, I think the way I would like look at it is I mean, that spinning option comes into play if, say, Ashwin is injured or Ashwin is unfit. So I would rather like pick a specialist off spinner in the squad rather than somebody who is like bits and pieces and who honestly is not going to get a game there.
So you said when Ashwin is unfit, so basically it's a permanent option, is what you're trying to say.
No,
I
no,
mean, you could.
we need Washi because Washi needs to stay in the news so that when Washi is picked for the T20 World Cup and then mysteriously has an injury, someone can take a spot.
Fantastic.
Uh,
So, yeah, so, KL Rahul and Ravindra Jadeja will potentially come in if they are both fit, and making way will be Shreyas Iyer and who? Akshar
Ah.
Patel.
I would think Akshar.
Now
Yeah, I would
yeah,
think
now-
Akshar. Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
And
but
if KL
Akshar's
Rahul,
been batting so well, no? They'll still drop him.
They
Or
he's
what?
but
he's
Rahul comes
picked
in,
as a
right? So,
bowler, da. He's picked as a bowler, da.
Yeah,
but with
but he has
Rahul
scored
coming in,
more
they'll be
runs
more.
than Iyer and Rohit and all
It's
of
true.
those guys.
The fact that
So
Rahul
one,
is back will give them the confidence to drop Akshar, I feel.
Yeah. And
If
Jadeja
Jadeja,
will bat as
if
much as
Jadeja will
Akshar
also.
would do.
Exactly. Yeah. So on balance,
Jadeja
that's
has
a
been quite useless with the bat, no? For a long time in tests.
मियाँ राजकोट में खेल
He
रहे
scored 80 in the first test match.
राजकोट में खेल रहे भूल गए तुम
Okay, okay. Sorry.
घर के पिच्चू है वो
क्या क्या मियाँ?
Not
ऐसे ना
no,
करो बेसी मियाँ.
he scored 80 in the first test match, right? In Hyderabad.
Okay.
he was a
This
top
And
scorer
Aksh-
man
Yeah.
Akshar, to be
Nice.
honest, starting from the first test of
Nice,
BGT, I think he's been playing more as a specialist batsman than a bowler. Like even BGT was very average as a bowler. He was like consistently scoring runs with the bat.
no but he was not getting bowling right? He was going like 8 overs 9 overs a game an inning so it's kind of unfair to then say how many wickets have you taken when you're only getting 9 overs to bowl.
Correct.
No,
Yeah, true, fair.
I definitely rate him as a batter, and I think he should still be picked. I would say he plays for me.
Ahead of Kuldeep or ahead of Jadeja or Ashwin.
No,
Ahead of
ahead of
what? Go on ahead of.
ahead of KS Bharat.
No
Oh, this is Rahul Dravid's no keeper policy, I guess.
guys coming back
Play
from a
without keeper.
quad injury you don't make him squat for 360 balls man come on.
No, da, play without a keeper.
The bowl stump to stump line. Mark Elam and Robin Singh. That's it. Make it happen. All right. There are
Nice.
two teams playing in the Anthony DeMello Trophy. So one team has all kinds of selection confusions, which we spoke about. The other team has gone away to Abu Dhabi to enjoy playing golf. So, and there have been a lot of interesting sound bites. Max Da Vinci, you and your dad have been exchanging messages about England's preparation for the third test match. Please regale us about what's happening. There have been some very interesting sound bites from Rehan Ahmed about various aspects and facets of the English team.
Yeah, this I think this is where I think everyone has problem. I like the brand of cricket that England plays, whether they win or not, right? And it's always fun. The baseball, maybe PGK and me are the only two guys who support the way they play, but I like it a lot. It's this off-field nonsense which is just what's the right word? Nauseating. Yeah, nauseating is probably a good word to use there. And now you have a guy who has not played even 5 tests coming and taking and giving sound bites for like what hair, boy? Like what is happening? I don't get this. Like the amount of confidence. I mean, it's good. Like okay, you're giving people confidence to go play the way they want to play, which makes sense. But why are they giving them confidence to take the mic and shove it down their throat? That's the portion I just don't understand. Right? It was Ollie Robinson during the Ashes, and now they picked this. Is he 19 or is he 20? Whatever.
Yeah.
But he's barely is under the drinking age, at least for India. And he's giving sound bites. So this thing just doesn't make sense. And unfortunately, Jack Leach is out of the tournament. So that means the 3 that played will continue to play.
I don't like bowling maidens. I think that's just boring. The leadership and the backup has been very good. If I bowl 4 bad balls and get a wicket, that's better than bowling 16 good balls in a row. I think that says more about the team and how comfortable I feel with this team.
This is the equivalent of na ninga SSLC fail Now here are the pass. Right?
Please
This
explain this to Chops.
so the greatest Tamil philosopher, Goundermani, right? He has
Second
this
consecutive episode where Senthil Goundamani make an appearance. Bits
yeah,
and
he
pieces.
he
Don't
has this
overlook it.
thing where he's talking to this guy and he says, dude, I studied until 10th and you just studied till 7th. He's like, boss, you failed SSLC, but I passed 7th. So I'm greater than you. And that is equal to this. Maidens are of no use. If I take wicket, that is enough for me. चार चौका जाएगा तो भी चलेगा. Fifth ball will be a wicket. That is enough for me. Like this is the you are taking your ineptitude and then glorifying it to a point wherein there is no retort is the strange confidence that Bazball gives you.
I know.
Also,
No.
Rehan Ahmed has also been very appreciative of Ben Stokes for allowing him to pray. I remember a time in Abu Dhabi where there was a team day out on a Friday. We had Friday prayers. Obviously, me and Bashir went there. I messaged Wayne Bentley, the team manager, asked if he could miss the day because we need to pray. And Stokes messaged me straight away and said, come to me whenever you want about this kind of stuff because I understand it fully. Every time I pray, he is so respectful, very understanding.
Ben Stokes learned this from MS Dhoni. Okay. MS Dhoni ensured that the CSK jersey that Moeen Ali wears does not have a sponsor, the beer sponsor on it. Right? The MSD ensured that, and Stokes was sitting in the dugout observing all of this and learnt. That is how he should. And even in the
This is already
celebrations,
known, like even Bazballers came from Dhoni only because
huh,
Baz is a product of CSK. So we all know.
correct. You have Dhoni, and then his proteges are McCullum and Stokes. So all this thing of is coming from there. Okay,
But you know
nothing
where
great.
Dhoni learned all this. He learned from Vijaykanth, who's a very secular leader.
Since you brought up Vijaykanth, I have to mention this in the MI Emirates team which is happening right now behind your house. There is a player in the MI Emirates team. Vijaykanth. So it is Vijay and then Vijayas.
Lord, Vijaykanth Viyaskanth his name is.
What?
There's a Karnataka pacer who's Vamu's favorite with a similar name.
Viyaskanth. Vijaykanth, Viyaskanth.
Not Vijaykanth. But yeah, this guy played in the IPL also, no? I think RCB.
That is different.
Vyshak.
That's Vijay Kumar Vyshak, that fellow.
He is
the...
Vyshak guy is the leading bowler for RCB right now.
Indian fellows can't play in all these leagues.
Correct. Vijaykanth Viyaskanth is from Sri Lanka. You're right. Yeah. And has not played. Yeah, he's only played for Jaffna Kings and MI Emirates.
Yeah, I was saying, talking about Bazball talk, I mean, Max mentioned about Ollie Robinson mouthing off during the Ashes. I think we have all seem to have forgotten the fact that Ollie Robinson has been mouthing off even prior to this series as well. Now he started a new podcast and all that. The
really?
episodes are like, yeah. The episode names are like very, very similar to what a leading Indian player would do if India were to like tour Sena. So his first episode name is called The Untold Story of England cricketer Ollie Robinson. That is the name of the first episode. He is only hosting basically. And
somebody has to tell
third episode is the third episode, believe it or not, is Truth About Being a YouTuber.
Wow.
Wait, from one untold story, he became a YouTuber now.
Direct attack on Ashna.
Is this Chatting Balls? Is that the name of the podcast?
Yes. Chatting Balls with me.
What a cringe podcast name.
He's doubled down on nude nuts, man. Oh, amazing. This is new. Mia Baker and Ollie Robinson. Okay, this must be a really bad podcast. It has rating of 2.7 on Apple. I've never seen something with less than 3.5 before. I think it was less
must
than
be all the India fans.
Or the Australia fans. Yes, haters everywhere. The Truth About Being a YouTuber. Who is Mia Baker? In the second episode, they've explained who the other podcasters. The Untold Story. Interesting. Very good. Yeah.
I know of
a squad, right?
I know of a Baker Mia. Mia Baker, I don't know, but the this near our college, there was this bakery for all practical purposes, which would have one cake in there,
Pops.
which I don't, in the fridge at all times. I don't think anyone has ever touched that cake. All you would get was puffs and all that. But everyone would call the guy Baker Mia
Nice.
for baking
So,
puffs.
Mia Baker, on the other hand, is known for her golf content, but that started only in 2020. So the real question is, who actually is Mia Baker? I'm reading from the podcast only, by the way. I thought I'll try and find out who she is. They also have an episode saying, who is Mia Baker? You tell me. I don't know. But cool. Ollie Robinson, who I think Chops, you had earmarked as the leading key differentiator for England in this tour. He is
Yeah, he's
gone
going
into
to play the next
podcasting now.
test.
You've jinxed the fuck out of him, dude. He's become a shit podcaster. 2.6 points on Apple iTunes. So, yeah.
Not only is he not getting cricket matches to play, he's also not doing well in podcasts. That is the level of jinxing we can do. No, but I think one thing that I'll say about baseball, and not baseball in particular, but given the trials that England have had with assimilating people of different origins into their first class setup, and the uh, cricket levels below that, I think both Owen Morgan and Ben Stokes have done this part of the job, I would say, tremendously well. That guys like Rehan Ahmed and Bashir and Moin Ali and Adil Rashid and all of these guys, Saqib Mahmood, etc. All of these guys have sort of found their own place in the England setup, and I know that's not been the case in England for a long time. There were several players of West Indian origin in the days gone by who had a great deal of problems, and figuring out how to get into the England squad and like stay there and become a part of the culture. So yeah, I think props to them for that sort of stuff. And I think it's part of the deal with baseball. If you like the on-field play, you'll have to somehow figure out how to get past all of these stupid stuff that they say when a mic is put in front of them. And I think it's at least more interesting than what the other teams and other cricketers come up with, because it's very cookie cutter sort of questions and very cookie cutter sort of answers. So this at least gives us talking points, which is fun, I guess. I don't mind it, honestly.
First, you tell me, is it okay that they went to Abu Dhabi? Why can't they go to India, to Goa or some other holiday destination? Why are they insulting the country by going to a different country?
The Indigo flight. Johnny Bairstow didn't want to take Indigo flight, so that's why I went to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I think they had their
Emirates
hands
they
full with. Yeah.
All right. So,
But enough of
moving
this
on.
nonsense. There is real
Yes.
cricket that has been happening in the world.
SA20.
Yes.
Sunrisers Eastern Cap. Have you been watching, Max David?
Kaviya Maran has a trophy after Rajnikant felt so bad for her during the launch of Jailer. And he's like, I can't see her with tears. Rajnikant's blessings have ensured that Kaviya
now
Maran
has
lifts
two-
a trophy 2 times in a row now. Unfortunately, it is not on Indian shores. But Temba Bauma
going
also
by
has
your
2
logic,
T20 trophies.
yeah, which is more than RCB has got in their entire history across 15 years. Going by your logic, your Lucknow Super Giants logic, now Kaviya Maran is the most successful T20 franchise owner in the world, Max. What do you have to say about that?
Not my logic, that was Vamo's logic.
Oh, sorry, that was Babu's logic. What is this, Babu?
Hi, so second cup, back-to-back, 2 in a row. So glad, so happy. I mean, the best performance by the team with the bat and the ball, and I think they've been dominating this whole season. And to finally get this through at the end of the year, I mean, it's unbelievable to be winning it back-to-back, and so happy for the guys. Everyone put up a great show, and I mean, very strong team that we played today, but happy to have the win at the end of it. Thank you.
Hey, tell me one thing. This Bauma fellow was like picked as captain, or he's been injured both
No.
seasons?
So
or?
Bauma is a very interesting story. Okay. So Bauma was not picked during the SA20 auction last year. And it was a huge thing that, despite being the national captain, no franchise picked him up. towards the end of the season,
But
like
enough about Rohit Sharma.
towards the end of the season, I think before the last two league games, someone gets injured and Bowma comes in as a replacement. And
Nice.
I think he played just the last game before the playoff or something like that. But then he's on the team, and then they win. So now he's the, you don't want to break the winning
Mascot.
combination, secret talisman, whatever. This entire season also, he's with the team. I think he has played. Maybe, I don't think he has played at all.
The Karan Sharma of SA20, basically.
Yeah, and they have won. But the SA20, okay. The SA20 quality has been so bad. In fact, but it's true for the BBL as well, right? Wherein the gulf between the playoff teams and the other teams is so much.
No, Gulf is the other league. No, ILT20 league.
We will come to that one.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Where James Wins is the highest run scorer with a stellar strike rate of 120.
Bloody ball is not coming out, man. Like, yeah.
No, but because you had Eastern Cape and Durban, which were running away with the thing, and you have all the other teams which are sucking so badly that Junior Super Kings with 3 wins is able to make the playoffs.
They're actually called Junior Super Kings, is it?
No, they're called
Joburg.
Joburg.
Joby Super Kings.
They are able to make the playoff. Not only make the playoff, they also win the first game. And then they were almost going to win the second game. They were going to win the second game, come to the finals, except for a Klassen masterclass. He just came in.
Master
Klassen has happened. From 95 for 4 in 12 overs, he took them to 195 in 18. And then that put it beyond their reach. But then, yeah.
Why did they stop in 18 overs? Rain.
No, I mean, he got out. When he got out, it was the 18th over.
Okay.
Like
90, they declared, like Bazball, we declared. We'll take wickets with the new ball before tea break.
But
Mumbai finished bottom.
There is a Mumbai in
Whatever
the
there.
SA20 also. Oh.
Yeah.
There is.
What is it called? Mumbai Bloemfontein.
No, I think it is
What's the
called
name of the
Mumbai Indians Cape Town
Eastern
or
Cape,
something
no.
like that.
No, Sunrisers Eastern Cape, no?
MICT,
Durban.
right?
No, Durban
Real
Super
time
Giants.
Real time.
Durban is the
Pretoria.
Super Giants. Pretoria Capitals.
Chops is just flaunting all the names he knows.
Just throwing up random names.
Potchefstroom.
One of the cities will work out. Chalo.
Yeah, I was right.
Potchefstroom.
It was Mumbai Indians Cape Town only, basically. MI Cape Town
that's
only. they were
right.
called.
You
Yeah.
said Eastern
I'm
Cape.
glad you were
Eastern
not
Cape.
confident.
There are
Mumbai
2
Cape
capes. The Eastern Cape is Sunrisers because it's
Maybe
Sunrisers
Cape
from the
Mari.
east.
Cape Mari on it. Cape Mari. MI Cape Town.
Cape Town is MI.
There is a Pal Royals, Joburg Super Kings, Pretoria Capital. So basically all 6 are IPL franchises, which is not the case, by the way, in the ILT20. There is variety there. Like there is actually.
Yeah, you have Desert Vipers and
Deadly Vipers. I call them Deadly Vipers. But yeah, they're actually Desert Vipers. I think there is a Gulf Giants, which I guess is the same Lucknow Super Giants. I don't know. Possibly.
wait, there's Gulf Giants in this? I thought Gulf Giants was only in the T10 league.
Wait, I'm sure there was a Gulf Giants.
Wow.
Who was I cheering for? I thought there was a Gulf Giants. Wait.
Who
There
was
is a
I
Gulf
cheering
Giants.
for?
Yeah, there is a Gulf Giants. MI Emirates
You were-
Gulf Giants, Abu Dhabi Knight Riders, Dubai Capitals, Sharjah Warriors, Desert Vipers. Desert Vipers is the odd one out here. I think everything else is a IPL sub-franchise. Yeah. So coming to the ILT20, right? So there are 6 teams there. Only 6 teams. Out of which 4 will make the playoffs. Right?
Same as the SA20 also, 6 teams.
How many games did the 6 teams in the SA20 play?
They play 10 games.
These guys, okay, I guess it's the same here.
They're going to play the same format, right? They lift
the
and
same
shift like
format.
this is the Sanjeevani. You lift a mountain, you put it somewhere else.
Copy paste.
Yeah, except that here it is very hotly contested. So MI Emirates have 6 wins in 10 games and they are leading the table. Dubai Capitals at number 4 has 5 wins in 10 games. So they're just 1 win behind MI Emirates. So 4 teams are locked. And in fact, the team that's 5th, Sharjah Warriors, has 4 wins in 9 games. It is effectively the same. If they win their next game, they are tied with 3rd. Right. The Desert
Should
Deadly
we
Vipers
send,
is the only team that
Vish-
is out of sort
That
of
game is happening as we speak. Sharjah Warriors Desert Vipers game is just happening as we speak.
Did it? I thought it was going to get abandoned because it's been raining randomly. Today, full day rain. Uh,
It's happening in
wow.
Sharjah.
That is 30 kilometers away. If it rains in Dubai, it rains in Sharjah. It's like if it seems, it swings.
Are you sure
But
of that?
That was a late start. I remember seeing some updates, but yeah, I guess it's underway now.
No, the reason why I know is I switched on the TV. I saw Martin Guptill getting out, and like, wait, Martin Guptill is still playing. What the hell is tournament is this? Then I realized that Corey Anderson is also playing, so it's nothing wrong.
Now that you mentioned Martin Guptill, I just opened that scorecard, right, to see what's happening. Right now, the person who is currently bowling, the current live over, is Sam Curran. 2.5 overs, 1 for 22. Okay, he's bowling to Daniel Sams, who is also famous from former IPL exploits. The reason I'm reminded of Sam Curran is, Max, you would be watching the Willow TV promos for the India-England Test Series. So they keep replaying this ball of Sam Curran dismissing Virat Kohli caught in the slips. What fellow is not playing the series? What fellow is playing in Abu Dhabi, Sharjah? Willow TV clearly fully out of touch with reality. But yeah. So I went for a game of the ILT20 yesterday. Very interesting experience, I must say. So I had gone for a game last year as well. Okay, so last year the tickets were available online. There were 20 dirham tickets, and 20 dirhams is roughly 500 rupees. Okay, and these are fairly comfortable seats and also it's actually quite cheaply priced. But I wasn't planning to go because 20 dirhams seemed like a lot last year. But they had a coupon code, right, which was a 20 dirhams off coupon code. So basically, you could buy a 20 dirhams ticket and apply the coupon, and you will get the ticket for free. So we bought tickets and went. Yeah, so we bought tickets and went last year. And it was good fun, right? They had like bouncy castles outside for the children to play. They had like nice food trucks. You had Carlos Brathwaite, Shimron Hetmeyer, Jason Roy. The usual suspects were all there. And there was like some 30% occupancy at the stadium, right? Didn't seem like a cricket match was going on, but whatever. This time they have actually doubled down. Like there's been a lot of promotion they've done for this tournament. The tickets are still quite cheap. So this time there was only a buy one, get one free. There was unfortunately no 100% discount on tickets. So for 30 dirhams, me and my son went for the game yesterday, which was between, I forget who was, Abu Dhabi Knight Riders versus Gulf Giants. Yeah, that is a team I was cheering for. Yeah, so hence it exists. But very good occupancy, man, like 70% full and nice vibe and everything. People were quite enjoying the cricket. The tickets are quite cheaply priced and all of that. Yeah. And I also managed to come on TV because 6 landed close to us and I was lucky enough to pick up the ball and throw it back into the ground. Yay.
Beautiful shot, effortless, elegant, powerful 6. 324 kits now donated by DP World for grass.
My lifetime ambition of taking a crowd catch and running away with the ball has not yet been fulfilled, but came close yesterday. But yeah, so much for the ILT20. We are also going for the final. By the way, another update. So if you buy a ticket for the ILT20, you automatically are entered into a raffle draw to win an Audi. And our ticket has apparently qualified for the raffle draw, which will be done during the final. So with some luck, we might, be driving away Ravi Shastri style in an Audi at the end of the ILT20.
So
Nice.
since you are talking about the Desert Vipers, right? There is an example of peak "Maine aapka namak khaya hai, Ustad" happening there. So England has gone to Abu Dhabi, which we just spoke about a few minutes ago. But the more important thing in that is Dan Lawrence, who is part of the England team, has come to Abu Dhabi and gone to play for Desert Vipers, which is happening right now. Even though Desert Vipers have no way to make the playoffs, he's still playing for Desert Vipers. He's in the game right now, and he will play this game, their last game, and then he will travel back to Rajkot.
Not only that, Dan Lawrence, top order batsman, opening batsman in Test cricket. If I remember
Middle,
right.
it's number 6 or something.
He is their opening bowler. He bowled the second over. He bowled 3 overs, 1 for 24. So he's sandwiched between opening bowler Mohammad Amir, who bowled the first over, and first stage bowler Sam Curran. It's Dan Lawrence, who bowled 3 overs. Also in the team is Matisha Patirana. So yeah, he has a fairly decent players. Like it's the same bunch of 50 players rotating around the world.
All this can be, I think, explained by who owns the Desert Vipers.
Please tell
Who
us.
it is?
Quentin Tarantino.
Nope. It's the Glazers who own Manchester United.
Correct.
Oh,
These guys were
wow.
in the news last year. Yeah. They were trying to get an IPL team also, if I remember right. Right? They came close
Yep. Yep.
when the 2 new teams were announced. Yeah.
But speaking of raffles, not waffles, sorry, I'm hungry still. Is that I have also put my name into the raffle for the tickets for the 3 games that are going to happen in New York. The India game, the India
Hey, you
Pakistan,
have
India
to, da.
Ireland, and India Canada.
You are organizing the tournament for us. Of course, you have to be there.
Stadium itself
Macha,
is not
don't-
there, man. For what hair they're conducting lottery and raffles, I don't know.
And all, don't worry. Hank is bringing the pitch in a suitcase from Adelaide.
No, but
You just roll it
but what do you mean raffle? You can't just buy the ticket or what?
No, the same, like just like how Book My Show did, you have a lottery. No, but I think it happened last year for England for the England World Cup also. You had to put a thing in the raffle, and only if you're picked in the lottery, you have the option to buy tickets.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God.
This
So
time the
how
match
do you
is
No,
plan
I
your
don't
travel?
think.
So tickets are obviously lottery.
Yeah.
You
So
will-
it
you
happened
know
during
whether
the England World Cup. It was lottery, I
Yeah.
remember, because we one of
And
my
when
friends
do you
got it.
get to know? When do you get to know if you are getting the tickets or not?
This weekend is
After
the
the
last
World
date for
Cup.
the lottery, and I think they will sometime next week they will let us. They will open the lot.
Okay, enough
raffle.
time to plan for travel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
to
it's New
Indore.
York. We can still drive down, but we'll see.
But
But the interesting thing is this, right? So in New York, where a stadium does not exist, games have been announced and raffles are being put out. So the India, Canada, and India Ireland games, the cheapest ticket is $90. The India Pakistan game, the cheapest ticket is $175. The semifinals in Antigua is $40, and the finals in Barbados is $80. So
do
Wow.
they have any coupon code? Like, do you get $40 off?
$40 off on the coupon code.
I'm not making any of
Nice.
this up, by the way. So since I was buying 2 tickets for myself and my son, right? They also had 50% off for children. I was about to apply that coupon, and then I saw there is another coupon. You get the second ticket entirely for free. Then I'm like, why will I put? And Chops had this fine idea that I just buy my son's ticket and buy my ticket with buy one get one free. You get tickets for the price of half a ticket. I didn't try that. Next time, maybe. Yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
wonderful world. Yeah. So that is from the world. Also, one thing I definitely wanted to talk about the Sunrisers Eastern Cape, apart from Kaviya Maran's happiness, is they have the best jersey, man, in all of T20 cricket.
Yeah.
It's one of the prettiest jerseys. It's much better than what Sunrisers wears in the IPL. And I think if they just change their jerseys, they'll be in good shape to in the IPL. One noticeable aspect of that jersey is the main sponsor. It is something called BJ Baji. I don't know if you've seen that, Max, as someone who's been following the tournament. BJ Baji. Okay. So I posted a tweet about this jersey.
Don't
on
tell me
Twitter.
it's like an Indian immigrant in South Africa running a business.
Selling Pav Baji? No, that's not what it is.
Yeah.
Selling blowjobs? No, it's not that
Pajji.
either. It is actually a Bangladeshi online casino, guys. It is a
My
live online
God.
casino sign up in Bangladesh. Yeah, you can go to the website and it has some Bangladeshi cricketer on the front page. So betting has well and truly taken off in cricket. So the reason this stood out for me was I briefly tuned into the West Indies Australia T20 match today, right? And we've had 2 very high scoring T20 games. Both teams crossed 200 in both matches so far, but Australia won both. Maxi scored 100. On the ground, I don't know where the match was happening today, but on the ground in the outfield, I could see BJ-Baji logos. Those digital logos that show up. I don't think they're actually there on the ground, but they superimpose them. So whatever this brand is, it is taking over cricket, much like the DAFA News, DAFA Bet and Raja News, Raja Bet and all of those things.
Dear viewers, area man buys a 40 dirham ticket with a 40 dirham coupon and then wonders if betting is taking over cricket. What is this?
No, but see, this doesn't add up, right? See, IPL tickets are expensive in India. Your World Cup tickets in the US are very expensive. So the fact that these tickets are cheap doesn't really.
But
answer
all
the
these
question.
tournaments are made for betting only, like a team with 3 wins is able to 3 wins out of 10 is able to make the playoff of a tournament. And who is watching these? Like, I don't.
No, but so the weird thing, and I was mentioning this to Chops yesterday, if you watch some of these T20 leagues, right, they are happening in a very strange dystopian sort of world where the players don't really care about the results. The players, to an extent, don't care about playing too well also. They are just there for two things. They are trying to make sure they earn their check because they're being paid good amounts of money to play in these tournaments, and they're trying to make sure they don't get injured, right? So you will not see someone make that extra effort to save the third run in the outfield. They'll put in their dives and everything, but only as long as it's within a certain safety threshold. You see, people don't really care if catches are dropped. Catches get dropped here and there, right? No balls get bowled. Nobody's like up in arms, angry, sad, whatever. They're like, yeah, okay, we'll carry on. And there is almost like there's no incentive for any player to rise above that certain level of mediocrity because everybody is playing in that same sort of vibe, right? And you really sense that in some of these tournaments. It's very strange.
It's
I
more
think
for the established players, right? Yeah, like you see that with all the established ones, but for the newer ones, right? That is their
you're right,
calling
you're right.
card to get picked up somewhere else. Like
That's correct.
like Tom Collar Cadmore, right? I think he had a good tournament last year, which is why the Royals picked him in the auction this year. But unfortunately, this year he didn't have a very good tournament. But I think that's a calling card for those guys. Same with the BBL also. But the established guys, like, yeah, when you see Trent Bolt, I think Trent Bolt, the funny thing is Trent Bolt bowling at like 80% Trent Bolt is still taking like 15, 14 wickets. And that's where the quality is so much, right?
Yeah.
No, I think the other thing is also, for example, the SA20 league. I think it's still one of those leagues where you would see people going for it a little more because of the fact that at least there is a bit of familiarity in the team. Like ILT20 is like 100% random. Like you don't know
Fixing.
how you are. Sorry, what?
For fixing that.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know if that is the real reason or not, but I mean, that whole thing about, team spirit and wanting to win and getting frustrated when a catch gets dropped or, when a run out chance is fluffed or whatever, will probably come out if, at least there is a sense of familiarity within the team or like something of that sort. And all of these other leagues which are country based, right? BBL or SA20 or IPL, etc. There will be a small group of players in the large squad that will be like from the or playing together for quite some time. ILT20, I think, is still suffering from that problem, and maybe if the teams stay like the same for a few years, I think it's going to get better. I think the kind of cricket that we are seeing, this is definitely here to stay, and so. Uh, yeah, I think the younger players will definitely put out their wares in the best way possible to get selected for the IPL.
But even the BBL, right? So ILT20 and SAT20 have 6 teams each. The BBL has 8. But then the difference is so crazy. Like I think Melbourne and Sydney, they only won 1 or 2 games compared to Brisbane and these other guys, right? So it's like
BBL. I think the problem with BBL is it's just scheduled at the wrongest possible time. I mean, you are literally playing the BBL when the national team is also, doing whatever it's doing, and none of the marquee names are there in any of the teams at all. And some of the players, when you see them, turning out for those BBL teams, you're really wondering, what is this guy, doing out there in a cricket field? And that's why you see the number of names that have made it big from the BBL is like a real handful. And beyond that, there's nothing. So I think BBL, they've got the scheduling wrong, but SA20, you hate the fact that South Africa had to send a severely weakened team to New Zealand, but all the big names are there. Like I think Tristan Stubbs, for example, played a blinder of a knock the other day for
MI
Cape Town team. Yeah.
So Chops, you started following T20, now franchise T20.
No, I watched the highlights of this one innings because I really think this Stubbs guy is going to do really well. But yeah, I really enjoyed SCT20. I enjoy all cricket that's held in South Africa. It's a very fun atmosphere.
Not where these people and all are playing, no? Like South Indian, Chennai folks. South African cricket only.
Chops is one of 2 Indians paid to watch the SA20. So
Who's the other one
Nice.
though?
it's a YouTuber.
Oh, YouTube. Yeah.
But who is paying chops? What is that, Panda? YouTuber, yeah. YouTuber watch everything.
Maybe Ollie Robinson is paying me.
No, because
Oh, it's Ollie Robinson.
Mia Baker will know.
Mia Baker. All right. Are we going to act as if we didn't notice Australia defeat India in a final today for the third time in 6 months? If so, yeah, it's fine. Just,
Hey, what is this, man? Keeping receipts for under 19 World Cup and all that. Like, he'll now like start keeping receipts for under 15 World Cup also. Like,
Under
what
19
is
used
this
to be
under 19?
India's. It used to be India's thing that India will win all
Yeah.
under 19 World Cups at least. They win.
But we haven't won it
On
like the
average-
last couple of editions also, right? I mean, like last time
We
also
won
we
the-
lost in the
Last time was
When-
South Africa, no?
Bangladesh won once. And
Yeah,
South Africa won once, I guess. Was it? Probably.
I mean, the last
but
time we
India-
won it was with Prithvi Shaw, right?
Shubman Gill and Prithvi Shaw.
Yeah, the same.
That's been a while.
So that's been quite some time anyhow. Yeah.
But
But
India are one of the few teams that actually takes the under 19 World Cup very seriously, right? By that.
I was watching this
yardstick,
wicket montage of this South African guy, Quentin Mafaka.
Yeah.
Superb, like the shape, wrist shape and all, brilliant. Especially that all that control at 19 or the under 19, like whatever his age is right now. Age is just a number.
Already suspecting.
But no,
Actually,
I think he was
was,
just fabulous. The entire tournament, irrespective of India, Australia were the finals and all that they were. But I think Mafaka, I'm not saying his name right, maybe, but he was fabulous. That wicket montage, it's been doing the rounds. I think 18 or 19 wickets and supremely awesome.
But interesting thing, you spoke about the age of the South African bowler. I have not been following the tournament, but today I went into that Uday Saharan's Cricinfo page, the captain of the Indian team. He is actually 19 years and 50 days old or something. Like literally, you had one job, guys. Under 19 World Cup. What is the cutoff for these guys? Like, at what point do they have to be under 19 when the tournament begins? Is it?
No, it's I think when
Can't
the
be.
teams are selected, I think it's around 4 months before the tournament or something like that. I think there's usually a
When the team is
cutoff
selected,
date.
so you just select the team today, and for 5 years down the line, they'll be 30 years old. What is it? Play them. That will be the way we can win. But yeah, Australia three-peat, 3 World Cup finals. They also beat India they beat India in the semi-final of the Women's World Cup, right? Where Harmanpreet got run out. So yeah, it has not been a good time. Let's move on.
There's somebody on Twitter correctly pointed out the last time India beat Australia in a World Cup was in Chak De India.
In a final,
Nice.
India beat Australia in 2007 and in 2011. But yeah. Anyway, so we spoke briefly about that West Indies versus Australia T20 game. So there was a fun incident. I don't know if you guys saw the replay. A couple of you did. Where there was a run out towards the end of play. Alzarri Joseph played the ball into the covers and took off. The fielder threw the ball back to the bowler, Spencer Johnson, who picked up the throw and broke the stumps and just kept running. He didn't turn and look at the umpire or anything. So there was no real formal appeal that was made. The umpires, by the way, funnily for some reason, are wearing batsmen's helmets to be safe. So it's already funny to watch these games. But then the replay was shown on the big screen, and it would have been a run out if an appeal had been made. And then Tim David started arguing with the umpire that he actually did place an appeal. But the umpire said, can we stop wasting time? That there was no appeal. Let's move on with the game. Anyway, West Indies were already 8 or 9 down by then and were probably out of the game. But they were in with a striking chance probably of pulling off a very unexpected win. So Australia was still very keen to get that wicket. Thoughts, guys? Where does this fit in the world of cricket superstitions and giving guard and everything? Like, should Alzarri Joseph have been run out or not in this world of umpires and guards and superstitions and whatnot?
Actually, Alzarri Joseph should have continued running, because if he hit the wickets and ran away with the ball is not dead. He should have continued running back and forth because now they have to uproot the stumps. This all gully cricket logic they're not understanding.
Gorilla
Man.
in the mist is back. Yes, indeed.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what
Lovely.
Ashwin would have done. That Ashwin would have done like one shot up and down.
Appeal has not been made
Except-
to continue running.
Except Srinath will remind you that he didn't run when there was a test match to be won. Now he's running all the time.
Uh,
Yeah, it was strange. I think we saw the replay just before we started recording the episode. Nitin shared it with us, and it seemed like, I don't know, like if this was still like a close decision which would have gone to the third umpire, etc. If I mean the umpire in this case, the on-ground umpire, hadn't been so randomly particular about the appeal being heard or the appeal being made. But I mean, how many dismissals have we seen where both batters are like stranded on one side of the crease, and obviously the bowling team doesn't bother to appeal, right? Nobody's like going to the umpire and asking how's that. They
But these
just
guys
run
were
off
not
and celebrate.
These guys were not celebrating either. I guess you're right. Celebration is usually taken to imply appeal, or if you're broad, both are the same and all of that. But these guys were not celebrating also. They were just going on with their business until the replay popped up.
No, first of all, I think nice point about Stuart Broad there. Celebration and appeal is the same thing. But yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, we'll have to perhaps watch this replay from multiple angles to see if they started celebrating properly or not.
They didn't.
But yeah, I mean, if it's
No,
the
they
8th
didn't.
wicket or
They
9th
didn't.
wicket, yeah, 8th
They
wicket, 9th
didn't.
wicket, why would you celebrate, man? Just get on with things. Like, it's out. What do you need an appeal for? Like, it's not some
No, they
wafer.
No,
It's
they were not.
hot air.
No, if they thought it was out, at least they would get around, in a business-like manner and wait for the next batsman. They didn't do anything of that sort. They were going back to their positions to continue with the action. So clearly, there was no indication from the fielding team that they believed it was out or could be
Oh,
out.
so you're implying that they actually thought it was not out and they saw the
I'm not
replay
implying
and
it.
then
This was
they
the reality. Yeah.
wow. Then it's a
Though
different
Tim-
thing altogether.
Yeah, though Tim David retrospectively said that, actually I did appeal, which, no camera caught him appeal.
Nice.
But yeah, these are the fine
But the
margins of
fun
which
thing has
cricket-
been David Warner. And the first game, he kind of carted off with 70 or something at a 190 strike rate.
So 100 in his 100th ODI, 200 in his 100th Test match, and now 100 in his 100th T20, apparently, is David Warner's record, which is quite something. It's like milestone mama of the first order.
And also he'll be the most likely he'll be the captain for the Delhi team in the IPL when it happens.
Oh, is it? Was he last year?
Yeah, last year he was a captain.
Yep.
But this year, even with Pant coming back, not coming back, I think he'll still continue to be the captain. Because if he's in this red hot form, guy can keep going. Like the war. This is that whole war horse thing. No, this keeps going. You think he's retired, you think he's done, he's come score a century, you think his T20 is not his game anymore. He's like blazing. And then Maxwell hit a century today. So Maxwell, I think, has equal Rohit, right? With 5 T20 tons now.
That's the amazing thing. I can't recall a single Rohit Sharma century. Does anybody recall Rohit Sharma hitting T20s international centuries? He scored one against Afghanistan.
Couple of
recently,
them must be against Sri Lanka, I guess. So nobody remembers those for good reason, I guess.
Sri Lanka Sarkari. Anything you don't remember, Sri Lanka quota mein dal do. Sarkari. What is this?
Even then, even if you assume the two of them came against Sri Lanka, there are 2 more hundreds, 3 more hundreds. I don't remember any of them. Suddenly people are like, oh, he has the record. I'm like, how did he get the record? When did he score? Like, no idea. Sometimes I don't even remember the 200s, all the 200s that he scored in one-day cricket.
even
Remember
if I am with
yeah.
no, I am with you on that. I don't recall Rohit Sharma scoring big runs in T20 cricket. Like I am also always confused by whenever I hear that he's got 4 T20 hundreds. I when did this happen? Like was I in college or something then?
Yeah. You were learning out.
You remember Krishnamachari Srikanth, but you don't remember Rohit Sharma. Waste fellow.
Somewhere between Krishnamachari Srikanth doing coke and Rohit Sharma scoring hundreds, Vamu did not grow up. So.
Nice.
Rohit has 5, Surya has 4. Surya also, do you remember what?
No, Surya I remember.
In one day match.
Surya
scored a very
Surya has nicely scored 100 in each continent, basically. Like one in New Zealand, one in England, one in South Africa. So he has nicely scored. Like he's completed that Sena this thing basically. Maybe
Rahul
not
Dravid
in
of T20
Australia.
cricket. Rahul Dravid of
So yeah,
T20 cricket. Yeah.
Intercontinental champion.
Intercontinental champion. So sorry, I said Warner scored 100. No, he scored a 70, but in his 100 T20 to go with his other milestones. But yeah, talking of funny things happening in West Indies Australia matches, did you guys see that Alana King replay? There was this no ball that a West
Nice.
Indian bowler bowled. Waist high full toss. She pulled it for 6, but was taken aback by it and ended up smashing her stumps in the process. But it was a no ball, so she was not out. And the bowler looked very confused at the end of it all. And then there was a free hit as well. So, yeah,
But
everything
they
possible
gave it
happened in that
six.
one.
Gave
Yeah,
6
and-
runs, right?
6 and not out. Yes, and then she got to play
Yeah.
the
The new Bretley band.
Oh, what is that?
6 and out.
6 and out.
Bretley and
Oh, that's the
Shane
band.
Lee and
Correct. Oh, Shane Lee is a part of that band, is it?
also
I
Richard
didn't-
Chikwi.
Who's that?
Only the second Australian first class cricketer of Chinese descent.
Who's the first?
I think his name is Hunter Poon or something. He played a couple of first class games when the Bodyline series happened.
Okay, that is from the Chops trivia.
Yeah,
corner.
from the archive
What
of
about-
Chops.
What is Ellis Puss Anchong was not Australian, is it? English player. Huh? That the
I think West Indian, no?
oh, West Indian. West Indian of Chinese descent.
who?
The originator of the Chinaman.
Yeah, I think West Indian.
Interesting.
So the Rohit
Yeah,
centuries,
West Indian.
Rohit centuries are 100 against 121 against Afghanistan at Small God, 111 against West Indies in Lucknow in 2018, 100 against England in Bristol in 2018, 118 against Sri Lanka in Indore 2017, and 106 against South Africa, Dharamshala 2015.
Amazing.
Nice. So all basically Paytm trophies he scores.
No
So
idea.
one is Sri Lanka.
That too at Indore, at Chops' home ground. So it is literally
Super.
Chops conceived it and made it happen in his mind. He manifested the century.
Manifested it, yeah.
Yeah, with
Nice.
poha and jalebi. Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? We have really scraped the barrel here. There is nothing else that I. Oh, Ranji Trophy. Vamu, please tell us.
Hey, you had to
Tamil-
talk about Pattum Nisanka's massive double hundred and like
I had to. Oh, you talked. I have no idea why he scored a massive double against Afghanistan, right? And Afghanistan chased very well. Came close
Yeah.
also. Couple of times.
they were like 51 for 5 or something, and then they got quite close basically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. No,
Rohit
Azmatullah.
Sharma's-
Azmatullah scored and Nabi scored.
Yep.
Yeah. See, unlike Rohit Sharma's double hundreds, Patum Nisanka's double hundred has already been forgotten. That is the reality.
Patum.
Say something about it. Did anybody see? Patum Pakadabari, you guys are not talking about it. What
No,
Chops?
man.
You didn't watch it.
Patum.
You don't think he holds promise, unlike Tristan Stubbs.
No, I like him very much. I think he's going to be great. But I think they've also dropped him from one of the two white ball formats. So that's just Sri Lanka doing Sri Lanka things.
Hey, Ash Anna in Around the World of Cricket had said that player watch is Pattum Nisanka. Okay. And that
What is
has given
Around
him
the World of
confidence to
Cricket?
score a double hundred.
That is some
Superb.
TV show, is it? YouTube show. What is
No,
Around
it's
the
a-
World of Cricket?
Around the
a
World of
series.
Cricket is the Ash podcast, the Ash
He has
YouTube
a
thing.
podcast now.
No, the
Oh.
whatever he does, the vlog, whatever that is called, lifestyle YouTube
how-
thing that he does.
Lifestyle.
He has multiple sub-series actually. There is Reminisce with Ash. Then there was Tour Diaries.
Yeah, and then there is
Minnale.
Adikalam. And then when basically
Minnale.
when India is not playing cricket, it's called Around the World of Cricket. So when he's not playing, it's called Around the World of Cricket. which is actually the biggest segment, because even when he's traveling, he's not playing, right? So that's the biggest segment around the world of cricket. And so then he will pick out players to watch, and one such player watch was Patum Nisanka, which gave him the confidence that he's been announced on the greatest YouTube channel, that he was able to channel that confidence in himself to get a double century.
Amazing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Excellent. Very good. So yeah, well played, Patum Nisanka. You are living up to the promise of Ravichandran Ashwin. And you've also been dropped from one format, which means you're following in his footsteps. Hopefully you will not diverge and walk in a better road.
At least World Cup squad, you're going to get picked. No problem.
Yeah, that is assured. Yeah. Anyway, so Vamu, there is a lot of outrage today over the fact that the BCCI is not telecasting Tamil Nadu versus Karnataka, which is the marquee clash of the Ranji Trophy, and instead they are telecasting some pedestrian stuff involving other teams. And knowledgeable Chennai crowd filled up Chepauk today. There were like some 8,000 people apparently showed up to watch the Ranji game between Karnataka and TN, including our great Sambo, who showed up at the stadium and gave live updates from there.
And the Vijay Kumar Vyshak, who you thought is playing for NY Emirates, was the one who took 4 wickets in that game.
RCB
The calculator who showed up.
Yeah.
Hey, Spammer would have been so disappointed to know that in Ranji Trophy there is no need to calculate net run rate.
I think that is why he left. He was only there for a short period of time.
Yeah.
There is some concept of like figuring out who the like best third place team or something like that is. No, I mean, if it is not like if they are equal on points, then I think it comes down to net run rate, if I'm not
Boundary count.
mistaken.
Okay.
So
Oh wow!
No,
This
I
match
think-
is poised very nicely.
what poised
Please,
nicely,
घंटा
like
poised.
Karnataka will
350 बनाने का नहीं
Karnataka,
उधर.
Karnataka will win easily, man. Like
Oh, away win in Chepauk. Very good. Please give us
So-
update. I am not following any of these matches. Is there any interesting match?
Karnataka 366 all
Ajinkya
out
Rahane
with
got dropped. That is the only thing I know.
dropped from where?
Mumbai team, no?
No, he is
No,
playing.
he played. He made 1 run or something. No?
He's
One
He
match
is
he got
captain.
dropped, no? Somebody said he was dropped.
No.
One match I thought
No,
he got
no,
dropped.
he's-
Okay, he only failed. Only failed.
Karnataka 366, Devdutt
Oh.
Padikkal 151. And multiple bowlers taking wickets for Tamil Nadu. Then Tamil Nadu 151 all out, where the famous Vijay Kumar Vyshak picked up 4. Then Karnataka 139 all out,
All out.
where Ajit Ram picked up 5. And now
Alert
Tamil
up.
Nadu are 36 for 1, chasing 355.
Excellent. Tamil
Hey,
Nadu.
this Pradosh
There
Ranjan
is-
Paul is also supposed to be good, no, Vamu?
I mean, he's talked up quite a bit. I think he bowls seam also, but yeah, I mean, he hasn't like scored a lot of runs this season basically. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, he's somebody of whom like big things are expected. So will be interesting. There is one like former India spin bowler who is like just like ripping it up in the Ranji Trophy basically.
Jalaj.
No,
When did he
Jalaj
play
is
for
not a
India?
former India
he's-
spinner.
He's an upcoming India player. Who is the former India spinner? Piyush Chawla. Amit Mishra.
Amit Mishra.
No, Amit Mishra and all is retired,
Who is it?
or
Piyush
at least not
Chawla.
Oh,
playing.
Jayant Yadav.
Yes, Jayant
Oh.
Yadav.
Fuck, man. Fuck, that idiot will be back in the team then. Fuck.
Sixth
Just
spinner.
like picked.
Jayant
Picked
Yadav has
up a-
lost his spot to Washi Sundar. So,
Correct. He is a giant amongst
yeah.
unequals.
Jayant Yadav will play 1 IPL game whenever it is against Chennai.
Gulf
Chepauk
Gulf
specialist.
Gents.
Chepauk
Gulf
specialist.
Gents.
Most interesting update from Ranji Trophy is Manoj Tiwari, former India players, update on Twitter. Ranji Trophy should be scrapped off from the calendar from the next season. So many things going wrong in the tournament. so many things need to looked into in order to save this prestigious tournament, which has a rich history. It's losing its charm and importance. Absolutely frustrated. What do you have to say?
Is
Mamu,
he-
you are answerable for all
Is he
this.
playing the season?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is captain. He is captain of
Because he
Bengal.
retired, then he came back because they didn't have a thing. He said last season he will captain and take them somewhere. He was going to retire at the end of last season, re-retire at the end of last season again, but he didn't.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
between
He's
managing his
again playing.
MLA duties, he's still captain of the Ranji
He's a
team.
politician, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just sitting MLA.
Very good. That is why. I
So
think he is finding it tough to manage multiple priorities.
no, he. I think after that tweet, he's gone and done a Facebook live and all that. I haven't
Which,
had the
yeah,
chance to
like
watch it.
like proper investigative journalists we have not watched and we are talking about. So yeah, very good. Which is perfect. All right, guys. Anything else you want to talk about? I don't have any other
Nope.
topics.
No, I think just like one last word. I think good to see Prithvi Shaw back. Um, after everything that he has been through, like over the last 12 to 18 months, and like big 100 as well on return. Really hope that his troubles are behind him and he just gets back to enjoying playing cricket. He's like a wonderful talent, all things said. And
So he scored against Chattisgarh, is it?
no, Chandigarh.
Yeah. Chandigarh. Chandigarh
I
has a
thought it
team.
was Chandigarh. Yes, they do.
How is no man, Chhattisgarh. Chandigarh, there is
Oh,
no
it
team.
is
That is
Chhattisgarh.
Punjab team. Hey, you are the Ranji Trophy correspondent. What are you saying? Wrong things. This is why Manoj Tiwari is angry. Even Bamu doesn't know what's happening. Very bad. Yeah. So the bowlers were Ravi Kiran, Ashish Chauhan, Ajay Mandal, Vishwas Malik, Shubham Singh, and Shashank Chandrakar. Must be a good attack, I guess. That Prithvi Shaw has scored a century against his opening partner Bhupen Lalwani also scored a century in the same innings. FIA.
But like
and
more importantly,
Chhattisgarh responded with 350 runs as well.
yeah, more importantly, Ajinkya Rahane scored 1 and Shardul Thakur batting at 8 scored 11.
Ajinkya Rahane. Pujara has been scoring runs, right? And there is apparently an outside chance he might come back into the Indian testing. Seems unlikely, no? Maybe a
Farewell
couple
test.
more injuries.
Farewell test at Rajkot.
The
Hanuma-
team has been
Hanuma Vihari
selected,
also is
what?
trying to come back to the team. Now that this whole
Groin
number,
troubles.
now that the Shreyas Iyer spot is in this thing, Hanuma
This
Vihari
is
can
the
also make a
best
team.
thing, right? So these test specialists, right? Pujara and Vihari don't really have IPL contracts. Rahane unfortunately does now. But these test specialists can actually come in when players are sidelined but not injured but actually dropped, like groin trouble, back trouble and all. Like these guys, you cannot tell groin trouble, no? You have to drop them only. So they can actually come back as replacements for the Shreyas Iyers and KL Rahuls of the world. Shubman Gill if, eventually gets dropped. So yeah, watch that space. As they say. That was the end of episode 110 of the Bits and Pieces podcast, where we spent nearly 2 hours talking in a week where there was no cricket played by the Indian cricket team, which shows that you can create anything out of nothing, much like Crick Crazy Johnson, Mufa Bro have shown in the week leading up to the third test match after all the selection shenanigans that have been happening around the Indian team. In a week where India managed to lose yet another final to Australia, some things don't change. We'll be back next week. By when I believe the next test would have begun. And I don't know if we'll be recording over the weekend or after the test match ends. But promises to be a fun Nelson episode. So do join us next week. If you like this episode, tell your friends about us. And please hit the like button. Give us 5-star ratings on Spotify. Until next week, bye-bye from Max, Vamu, Abhishek Chopra Chops, and myself, Nitin Sundar. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.